Thanks very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as any woman can tell you, one size does not fit all. So it is no surprise that Edmonton and Calgary, with 2/3 of Alberta's population between them, have different issues and need different powers and tools than smaller cities or towns. But the MGA is forcing the large and the small into the same one size. So why does the Minister of Municipal Affairs insist that 2 large cities and 3 smaller cities must work within the MGA one-size pantyhose?
Well, I assure you, Mr. Speaker, I know nothing about pantyhose, and I won't comment on that. Mr. Speaker, we've worked very vigorously on a civic charter so that cities who want to take on new roles and assume new responsibilities will be able to have an enhanced relationship with the province and the coordination on how we're going to deliver those services, knowing there's only one taxpayer and knowing we all serve the same client, Mr. Speaker. We had proposed to have it done before the next municipal election. We are months ahead of schedule and look to be signing it this spring, Mr. Speaker, so we don't have one size fits all. We know every municipality is unique, and we're trying to work with them to make sure they can deliver services as best they can.
Honourable member.
Thanks very much, Mr. Speaker. Now, given that big cities, small cities, and towns in Alberta have all been supportive of each other's need for different tools under or outside the MGA, why is it the minister who is the one who doesn't support the Calgary and Edmonton charters?
Honourable Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think I was just very clear that we are months ahead of schedule in signing the Civic Charter, Mr. Speaker. I'm incredibly supportive of that. I don't know how else to say it to make it more clear. That's what we're working on.
Honourable member.
Well, I think to be very clear, in fact, he's signing civic charters. He is not signing big city charters, an Edmonton City Charter and a Calgary City Charter. And that's why it strikes me as so odd that Edmonton and Calgary, again, large urban centres with most of the province's population, are treated like unreasonable teenagers by this parental province. So what is it about this minister or this government that it doesn't seem to respect what these cities and their citizens want, their own charter?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, there are 349 municipalities in this province, Mr. Speaker. If I tried to write a charter for every single one of them, we would have a mismatch that wouldn't be very competitive and very good for the citizens that live in those communities, Mr. Speaker. I'm working very hard with the municipalities to sign a civic charter that enhances the relationship with the province for those that can take on more roles and responsibilities. But it's important to note, Mr. Speaker, that the MGA the province currently has and the one we're going to write is going to be less prescriptive and more open for municipalities to manage their own affairs than any other piece of legislation in North America. And that's where they're going to get their power, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.